are in the 10th grade, a sophomore. You are sitting in biology, the one class you dread, chatting it up with your friends a couple minutes before class starts at your desks. Tick, tick, tick. The bell rings. You all sign as you sit down at your desks, waiting for the teacher to come into the room. You notice that it's not your regular teacher that walks in, it's the substitute teacher. They introduce themselves. Let's call them Mr. Green, just for a reference. Mr. Green almost overselling themselves to try to gain the respect from the students, talking about the schooling they've had, trying to act all hip and popular with the kids. This is not going to fool the kids. They were already indirectly coming up with a plan to make sure that the sub would never want to come back. So, substitute teachers should not be allowed to give students homework. Literally, look at the scene that was set up. Sending students home with homework is almost asking for trouble. Substitutes are not even the real teachers of the class. They don't teach that subject. Yes, for the day, but they didn't go through the college to teach that class themselves. So why should they be allowed to give homework then? And okay, let's just face it. Kids do not do their homework most of the time. There's always the excuse of, oh, my dog ate my homework, or, oh, I lost it, I misplaced it. Any excuse so that they wouldn't have to do their homework. And if they don't use those excuses, they say it's a waste of time. And as a senior in high school myself, having to do several things of homework and having to have been given homework from a substitute, I can say that homework does not really help me learn personally, because you're not there to ask the teacher, they're just expecting you to know. And kids most of the time don't do their homework anyway, so how's that going to make them learn? And I ended up asking a few students around me in my class, and they agreed that it does not help. To add on to that, students do not listen to substitutes at all. As explained in the scene earlier, they were already planning something to make that substitute not want to go there. So, if you heard that, then you're more than likely not really going to believe that the students will listen to the substitutes. A study was done in an article in Forbes.com called Why Homework Doesn't Seem to Boost Learning and How It Could. And this was wrote by Natalie Wexler. So this article, Natalie is talking about how a few teachers in different areas did studies like based in either Texas, Florida, California, like the bigger populated cities, of course. How they did studies on their students doing homework and benefiting. And then like the results from the teachers as to how those numbers came out. And it was found out that obviously the students did not do their homework, and they still made the same excuses that they made before. So, in grand conclusion, students will not listen to substitutes when they give them homework. Substitutes are just a filler for the teacher who normally teaches the class. Students are not bound to do their homework anyway, so when a substitute was to give them homework, they're not going to listen. They wouldn't listen normally when doing homework, so why would they listen to a substitute? And adding on to that, listening to a substitute is very rare for a student. So, to all the substitute teachers out there, listen to me. Please, don't give students homework if you want them to gain respect for you as not only a person, but as a future substitute. Kids will want you back if you don't give them homework. Giving them homework isn't going to be successful, and they're going to make an excuse the next day saying that you as a substitute didn't do the homework, like didn't give them the homework for them to bring home. So basically, don't give students homework, please.